All right, Shalom. Giving all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching this truth that is going all around the earth. Shalom to the elect out there, to you brothers out there who are pushing this gospel to the four corners of the earth, and to you few sisters who have repented and come back to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai in obedience. All right, this is your brother Atazawan Bayath, and I'm going to bring a short lesson. Lord willing, this lesson to be edifying, okay? But the lesson, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it just yet. I guess that'll come to me at the end. But it's going to be based on this little article here that I found. And as you can see, it says the Jerusalem Post, okay? I never knew there was such a thing, but all right. Anyway, it's going to be on Amari Stoudemire, okay, who was a former NBA basketball player. And he is now, I believe, he also owns part of a team over there in that place they call Israel. And I think he's part of the NBA Brooklyn Nets organization in some capacity. But we'll read this little article and then we'll go into a little bit about his background. And it's just another tale of a Jake who, you know, has got himself on the wrong sides of the track here, okay? And, you know, he thinks that these people that he's dealing with, these 1948ers, are the truth. And this guy knows he's an Israelite. I've heard him mention it before, okay? Now, why he attached himself to these 1948ers, well, that's really through the Spirit. That's the Lord not wanting him, rejecting him. But nonetheless, this can be used as a lesson, okay? So we'll read this and get through a little bit of his background, and then we'll go through, I don't know, 6, 7 scriptures, and then we'll shut it down. It's not meant to be a long, drawn-out thing, but just to show you, you know, what's going on in the world and what's going on with some of these Jakes who actually lost their minds. You know, if they had any sense at all, they don't have it now. Okay, so let's get into this. All right, and it says, Amari Stoudemire says he's ready for a shidduch and to remarry. Now that's so-called, well, that's Yiddish. I don't know what that means exactly, and I didn't bother to go into it. You can look it up. But let's read the article here. It's a short article, and it goes in and it says, Amari Stoudemire told his Instagram followers recently that he's looking for a new partner, saying he's ready for a, quote, shidduch, end quote. Shidduch, dating, or date set up by a matchmaker, and I guess that's what it is, okay? It's a common way for Orthodox Jews, right? And if you don't know the difference, these so-called Orthodox Jews who wear all black, okay, and the reason behind them wearing all black is they claim to be in mourning, okay, because they're lamenting because they have no homeland. That's somewhat of what their so-called belief is. But we know them to be the house of Edom, okay, the chief tribe, Amalek, okay. So let's go on. Is a common way for Orthodox Jews to meet their future spouses. Stoudemire, who has played for the New York Knicks and Phoenix Suns, converted. What did he convert to? Okay, he converted to Judaism while living in Israel in August 2020. Okay. From 2016 to 2019, he played for the Israeli team Hapoel Jerusalem and later for Maccabi Tel Aviv. He remains a part owner of the Jerusalem team. He has since moved back to the United States and lives in Brooklyn. And I think he got hooked up with the job there with the Brooklyn Nets. So he stays around in Brooklyn. And for those who may not know, Brooklyn is a big so-called Jewish community there, Brooklyn Heights and so forth. All right, where you got these people walking around with their black coats and black hats and so on and so on, their yarmulkes and their big black hats, which really is celebrating Saturn and the Saturn rings. That's why they wear those big hats with the brims on them, okay? But anyway, let's go on. Stoudemire opened up about his search for a partner in an Instagram live chat on December 16th, saying he valued, quote, honesty and that, quote, I love to receive love through affection and honesty, end quote, according to the Allgemeiner. The former NBA player even gave out his email address so followers could send him suggestions. He filed for divorce from his wife, Alexis Welsh, in 2019. And I really don't know anything about his former wife. I don't know if she's, so-called white or so-called Jewish or whatever they call themselves, or whether or not she's actually an Israelite. I really don't know. But this is him in his New York days, okay? Confused young man, no doubt about that. And we'll look at some other photos. Going on with the article, it reads, asked if he would date someone who was not, Jewish, he said he is looking for a Jewish partner. Quote, it would make life easier because she would understand me a little better, he says, end quote. Stoudemire's journey from the NBA to Orthodox Judaism was the subject of a recent episode of HBO's Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. It's just been like a quest for a search for Emmett, searching for truth, in which you don't have it, Amari, okay? You don't have the truth. Well, you know of the truth, but you don't possess the truth. All right, Stoudemire said in the episode, he added, I'm for sure a different person than I was before. Yeah, well, you just differently mixed up. That's really what it is. So we'll look at a little bit of background on this guy. And it reads here, Amari Karsarius Stoudemire, and then they try to put his name in the Hebrew right here, okay? Born in 1982, is an American Israeli professional basketball player and former player. He serves as player development assistant for the Brooklyn Nets for the National Basketball Association. He won the NBA Rookie of the Year award in 2003 with the Phoenix Suns, who selected him with the 9th overall pick of 2002 NBA draft. He made 6 appearances in NBA All-Star games and was named the All-NBA team 5 times, including 1 team selection in 2007. He was a real good ball player, okay? I can remember him in his younger years when he was with Phoenix. All right, Stoudemire played high school basketball for 3 different schools, ultimately graduating from Cypress Creek High School in Orlando, Florida, and declaring for the NBA draft as a prep to pro player. He won several prep honors, including being selected as Florida's Mr. Basketball. The highly athletic Stoudemire suffered from chronic knee problems during his career and underwent microfracture surgery on both knees, and which ultimately that ended his career once he had that microfracture. But going on, he played for the Suns, New York Knicks, and Dallas Mavericks, and the Miami Heat before retiring from the NBA in 2016. Stoudemire won a bronze medal with the United States national team at the 2004 Olympic Games. His off-court ventures included a record label, a clothing line, acting, and a series of children's books for Scholastic Press. In addition, Stoudemire owns a significant share of let me see if I can say it right, Hapoel, I don't think I said it right, but you get the point, Jerusalem, the team he won a championship with in 2017. He was the 2020 Israeli Basketball Premier League Finals MVP, okay? So this dude thinks he's an Israeli, okay? He's not calling himself an Israelite, okay? You can go to Wikipedia and read the rest of that. Here you have him in some of these photos, wearing all black, you know what I mean, with the big brim hat. Somebody made a meme of him. But you can see, okay, prior to his so-called conversion, all the tattoos, and he was living that lifestyle of an NBA player. You see? So that's who he is. You can go back, and if you don't know who he is, you can research him. But point of this lesson is to show you how Jake is confused. That dude thought he was a Rastafarian at one time. He grew dreadlocks, and then he so-called converted to Judaism, okay, which is nothing more than a lie by the tribe of Amalek, and those people calling themselves the real people of the Lord, which they are not, and we've proven that time and time again. So we'll get some scriptures to show you some of the things that you will see, okay, about our own people, that you can recognize when a person is confused. This is Romans 10:2, and we're just going to hit the scriptures and keep it moving, okay? Romans 10:2, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Yeah, he doesn't have any knowledge. Okay, he's heard of the Israelites. He knows who the Israelites are, and yet he finds himself tied to rabbis and Judaism. Okay, verse 3, for they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and he's ignorant to the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Right, he converted to a fake, false religion, okay? The religion of the Amalekites, okay, who was part of those other nations who want to get rid of you, okay? Here, this is Psalms 83:1, and at the top it says, the Most High implored to confound his enemies. And Amalekites, the house of Edom, they are part of the nations, and chiefly at the top of the list as the enemies of the Most High and unto his people. And I don't care what anybody says, that dude knows the truth in terms of who the real Israelites are. However, you know, his mind is twisted, okay? And that comes through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, just rejecting him, okay? This is Psalms 83:1. It says, a song of Psalm Asaph. Keep not thou silent, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They make an agreement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, and we are the hidden ones, the true Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? You've been hidden by these wicked other nations, okay? And chiefly those at the top, the house of Esau, Edom, okay? Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, okay? You're the hidden ones, and they cut you off, okay? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Who? The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and who? And Amalek, okay? You so-called Jewish. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. All right? You can go back and read the rest of Psalm 83. You can go over to Jeremiah, and this is dealing with how things are going to be set up. And you read from the top of 33 of Jeremiah, the Lord goes into restoring Israel and Judah, okay? The two nations or the two families. Here we're just going to look at how things are going to be set up when we are restored, okay? So we jump in right there, verse 14. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah. In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely, and this is the name wherewith she shall be called, the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, our righteousness. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel, neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me to offer burnt offerings and to kindle meat offerings and to do sacrifice continually. And the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David, my servant. And this is why these fools always claim that they've been to the depths of the sea and they've been to the moon and all these things, right? Because they want to declare that they have found a way to break this promise that the Lord had made, which was to restore Israel and Judah. Okay? Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. As the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sands of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families, right, Israel and Judah, which the Lord hath chosen, he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. You see, just as we read in Psalms 83, how they don't want us to exist. Okay, verse 25, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, if my covenant be not with day and night, and I have not appointed the ordinance of heaven and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of the seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for I will cause this captivity to return, and I have mercy on them. Right, that covenant won't be broken. That promise that the Lord has made for David, our king, once the kingdom is set up, and Yahushua is ruling, and under him King David, and then the 144,000, and then the rest of the elected Israel. All right, and then the rest of the Israelites, you see, the citizens. And then under that, we'll be punishing the nations in a righteous manner, okay, whatever it calls for. All right. So let's go back, because we think of this guy here. He's a prime example of people who are mixed up, okay. This is Hosea 4:6, and it reads, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and Amari Stoudemire has no knowledge. Okay? Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also, reject thee. The Lord don't want it. That thou mayest be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. As they are increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be, like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them their doings. For they shall eat and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed to the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Whoredom and wine and new wine taketh away the heart. Okay? All right, so that wine and new wine taketh away the heart, taketh away the mind. All these different philosophies, these fake false religions and these idols, okay, will take your mind away. You see? And we're talking about present day. We know a lot of things have happened in the past in other captivities, but presently, as we deal with things the way we see them now, okay, we apply this because this is our heritage, this is our book, okay? It has our history. Who we were, who we are, and who we are yet to be when the kingdom is established, okay? Let's go to Proverbs. And Proverbs is a beautiful book in which you get what people call in life, golden nuggets. Okay, so we'll go to the book of Proverbs and we'll read right here, Proverbs 30:4. Who hath ascended up to heaven or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? Okay. Mari Stoudemire does not understand the names of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. The Father in the name of the Son. Verse 5, every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Our trust is our faith, you see, because as we've stated before, it's not about being over righteous, Slakia, and trying to keep every law that's in the book, because we can't, okay, because of the captivities that we've been in and what we're in right now, okay, but it's our trust in the Lord, in the name of the Heavenly Father, in the name of his Son, and we put our trust, our faith in him. Okay. Verse 5, every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. Okay. Let's go over to the next one. Let's go to Proverbs 14:11. Okay. And it reads, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. And we just read Jeremiah 33. Okay. We will be on top again. We will be the best of the best. Verse 12, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful, and the end of mirth is heaviness. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. The simple believe every word, and right now Mari Stoudemire is simple. But the prudent man looketh well to his going. A wise man fearing the Lord, and departeth from evil, and to worship another God, being another a religion, okay, knowing that the Israelis, Slakia, are not the people of the Lord. That man knows that. And yet he follows along with what they call Judaism. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. Verse 18, which is what I wanted. The simple inherit folly, and to be in Judaism with the Amalekites is straight up folly. Especially when you know that the men of the Lord are preaching on the corners everywhere you go. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge, and he lacks knowledge. It's like it. Proverbs 27, right here. My son, be wise and make thy heart glad, that I may answer him that reproveth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and what he's doing is evil. Okay? Mari Stoudemire is an Israelite. You're not Jewish. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. You see that? And this thing tripped on me here. Salaki. We just got a few more. This would be Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom crieth out, she uttereth her voice in the streets. And you see the men preaching everywhere you go, Amari. Whether you down in Orlando, your hometown, or whether you up there in New York and in the city, in Brooklyn, wherever you travel, the Lord's got men posted all over the cities, all over these different states. So the wisdom is crying out. Wisdom crieth out, she uttered her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. And when you're lacking the knowledge, when you're lacking the wisdom of the Most High, you are a fool. Verse 23, turn you at my reproof, right? We're trying to correct you, Amari. And those that are doing what Amari is doing. Okay, whether it be with Judaism or wicked Christianity. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I'll pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth. But ye have set at naught all my counsel. Yeah, you just fan your hand and at the men who are preaching and teaching, who are sighing and crying. Okay? But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And fear is on its way, all right? For you non-believers, for you unrighteous out there. And unrighteous meaning that you don't want the Lord, okay? You haven't converted to your own nationality and come back to your own power. The God of the Bible. The God who is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. As you are, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Negroes and Native Americans, you are the seeds of Jacob. This is the Apostle Paul here, 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. And I'm pretty sure Amari Stoudemire has heard of the Hebrew Israelites, okay? And decided, well, through the Spirit, he was going to reject truth, okay? That they might be saved. We'll read verse 10 again. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the truth, receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion. And he's delusional for believing in Judaism and thinking that these Amalekite rabbis are leading him to righteousness. He's under a strong delusion. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And here you out here looking for a wife, okay, through social media, Amari. Okay, you're not in your right mind. That's going to do it for the lesson. I just wanted to hit this because I saw it. All right. Lord willing, is edifying to whoever watches the video. I'm giving all praise to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadesh. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, and the brothers at Great Millstone for teaching this truth that has gone all around the earth. You have no excuse. All right. Be prepared for what's coming. All right, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and I'll see you on the next one. Shalom.